Hi Capricorn, this is Yonjo from Truth and Change Tarot, and I'm here to do your 19 reading. First I want to say thank you to all the people who've liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. So let's get started. So your one message for 19 is trickery. So let's read what that means here. So during trying times, things will be easier if you ask for help. Don't be disappointed if assistance does not come from the place you expect. Am I afraid to tell the truth? How does that fear make me manipulate others? What do I really need to say? Key ideas are dance of scarcity, coveting possessions, vulnerable heart, self-honesty, accusing others, hidden motives. And the phrase that goes with it is, the tempter is as guilty as the thief. All right. Interesting. So your clarifying cards are Sun and Bond. So one of the first things that I'm getting is a sense of feeling exposed. And as a reaction, you feel like you need to defend yourself. You feel like your secrets, your trauma, your feelings are being exposed, and you're not ready. You're not here for it. Because with the Bond card, there's someone or something or an opportunity that wants to attach to you, or you want to be attached to. But part of the trickery card is kind of showing a specific side of yourself and not wanting to everything to be out there. You don't want all your business to be out there. But with this card, it's definitely saying, put your business out there, And part of that, putting yourself out there in the most authentic way, in the fullest way, is that you'll be able to receive support and assistance in the ways that are specifically attuned to what your troubles, what your issues, and what your frustrations are. And it's really saying, like, with the dance of scarcity, sort of this idea of scarcity, or this fear of this need to be hidden, comes from just really wanting to take things all for yourself, doing things all on your own, and being used to that, making that a habit of just kind of doing it all for yourself. So it just seems like someone or something is trying to come in and assist you, or trying to show you a different way of living, but you're sort of resisting. Because a part of that person or people, those opportunities coming in, it requires you to fully be open about everything about yourself, which I know can be really hard. All right, so let's get a little part of the reading. So you have the Strength card and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So the Strength card and the Seven, it really has to do with finding the inner resolve, the confidence, and the courage to let go of things that are not successful, things that are an illusion, and things that will never work out. And they don't work out because they're not meant for you. Does not mean that you will not be successful in other ways. And the Ace of Swords here is like you found that clarity. Once you are getting to a point of, with the Sun card here, it's connected to the card of Leo, which is what the Strength card here is connected to as well. That's exposure. It's like exposing yourself. Having the courage to expose yourself leads to you being able to really release the illusions of the partnerships that you thought were working, or the connections that you wanted to be to have and to feel stable. You're able to kind of cut the bullshit because of that strength that you've gathered. Because of the strength that you've gathered. Cut out the people who are not here for you. With the Two of Pentacles here, it's just like there's sort of a juggling process. It's almost like a push and pull. You push, like you want to, but then you pull back. You want to, but you pull back. It's like this sort of release process is a process. It's something that there's certain aspects that you're holding on to, and certain aspects that you're dropping. But another thing with the Two of Pentacles is the idea of having a multiple mindsets and multiple thoughts that you're carrying. And that's kind of the thing that you're trying to release, is having, being of two different minds of things that require one clear thought, one clear, concise, concrete thought. So you're able to cut things away. Five of Wands here. Five of Wands keeps coming up for the signs. The Five of Wands here is releasing all those different ideas. It's like I just said, you have minds about how to address the situations, of how to kind of move towards just releasing, move towards being exposed to the sun. But it's asking you to cut them away. Because you have all these passions, things that you could be connected to, people you could be connected to, opportunities you could be connected to. But some of them are just not meant for you, like I said earlier. Okay, that's the last card. Alright, so for the couples here, you have the Queen of Wands. Beautiful card. I'm the Queen of Wands, that's why I said that. And the Ace of Wands in reverse. So the Queen of Wands is an energy that is very strong, passionate, motivated, driven, sensual, free-spirited, and I think I probably said it, energetic. So there is a possibility of a new beginning with this person, but it's not happening. This connection is not happening. Why? Let's see. There's a lack of patience here with the Hangman in reverse, and insight, and there's a lot of fear. So with the Hangman in particular, you know, I don't think this is this person's energy. Whoever's embodying the Queen of Wands energy in your relationship. And the Queen of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. It could be you, it could be your partner or partners. This lack of insight, this lack of introspection, this lack of patience is blocking, sort of, it's like kind of putting water on the fire of this person. You know, and it seems like this might be the response, like the other party or the other person in the relationship or other people in the relationship is kind of embodying this Hangman energy. Because a lot of what comes from this impatience is this fear. You know, a lot of this fear is external things that are, you know, like I said earlier, the fear of being exposed, wanting to have this connection, but having the not wanting to do the work, really. And it's a lot easier to sit in fear than to actually do the work, to be honest, you know? Yeah, and the Four of Swords is like you're burning yourself out. You or one of y'all are burning yourselves out by overthinking things, by sitting in fear, you know, by like blocking this manifestation, this new beginning, wanting this new beginning to happen or this beginning to happen in the first place. But y'all are blocking it because one of y'all are blocking it because of this fear, and it's just draining you. It's just making things a lot more unclear. It's making things unstable when you're succumbing to this energy. And it's probably making one of y'all's shadow side come out. More. Yeah. And as a result, here too with the Magician in reverse, because you're so burned out, you're not gonna be able to have the energy to actually manifest and shape this connection to happen the way that you want. You know, this connection is not gonna happen the way that you want, or your partner. You know, I mean that's for both of y'all. So it's not gonna happen if there's so much emphasis on this fear and worry. And you know, with the Seven of Pentacles here, is asking you to take the time to realign, to focus on what aspects of the relationship need work and what needs to just be dropped. Because if y'all are just so busy focusing on the negative, so busy, you know, defending yourself, putting up the walls, you're not going to know what to invest in. Because you'll be just blocked out from each other. You're not going to be able to walk with each other, together rather. Yeah. With the Hermit in reverse, two more cards. Okay. The Hermit in reverse and the Judgment. Oh, sorry. The dog holding its own leash. It's cute. Such a hood dog. Anyways, you're not going to be able to do the introspection needed, you know, and as a result, make the decision about how to move forward in this connection and how it will look like. So, one more card. Okay, last card. Spirit. Oops. And then with the Page of Pentacles, it's really talking about one of the center issues of conflict can be what stability looks like for y'all. What to nurture specifically, like I said, what to invest in. So, yeah. So, get to the work passion community. You have the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Fool card here, and the Seven of Swords. You know, the Seven of Swords really connects to the idea of trickery, of deception, self-deception, or deception by other people. We're trying to move forward without really doing all the work that's necessary to move forward. Because you have this new beginning here, but this new beginning is leading to falseness. You know, because with the Queen of Swords here, it's almost like the Queen of Swords is usually very highly detailed, very, you know, rational, but in reverse, like some things are missing. All the pieces are not really fully being looked at, is what I'm getting. Yeah, because with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's almost like things are turning forward. Things are turning forward, but not all the pieces have not really come together. Maybe that's just stressing you the fuck out. Yeah, because with the Father of Cups, the King of Cups here in reverse, you have a lot of 2 players here. So there's sort of an emotional instability that's coming with this movement forward. You know, that's kind of, you know, the cycles turn, whether for good or for difficulty. The cycle is sort of turning, and because you feel the sense of being out of control, you don't feel emotionally stable. You don't feel like you don't know if all the pieces, you want all the pieces to fit. You know, you want all the pieces to fit for this new beginning. But since you don't have control over it, some things are happening that you didn't want to happen, or some things are happening that you're not sure of the outcome, you're uncertain, and it's just making you feel really unstable emotionally. It's making your vision clouded about what is fulfilling for you emotionally. And with the 8 of Pentacles here, it's just like part of this new beginning, what it's forcing you to do, this new opportunity, this risk that you're being asked to take, is so you can know what to invest in. With the 8 of Pentacles here, so you can develop the healthy patterns and habits that will combat this energy of deception, whether it's self-sabotage, whether it's not having all the pieces together, whether it's just this desire for control, you know, desire to hide things so that if you make a mistake, no one will know, but as a result, you'll not be getting help. All those things are going to be addressed through this 8 of Pentacles energy. And with the 6 of Swords here and the 4 of Swords, 4 of Wands, it's like with these 2 energies, it's definitely talking about you're trying to move on to you want to be celebrated. You want to feel that stability. You want to feel stability in your connection to this passion that you have. But you're feeling stuck with the 6 of Swords. And you're feeling stuck because you're not taking the information. Instead, feeling out of control, being caught up in the sense of being out of control. And yeah, so you really want to be celebrated, but be aware of false sense of stability and praise with this. You know, one of the aspects of the trickery card here is this attachment to, not just with the Sun here, it's the attachment to this exposure and this praise and this being the center of attention in a way. And I know that might seem a little bit like it doesn't fit you, but there is a desire that y'all have, Capricorn, to be celebrated for your accomplishments. So if you're trying to move towards something, a new beginning, that you feel like will get you that sense of fulfillment and praise. If everything feels stuck, if you're trying to move towards this and everything feels stuck, that new beginning or what you're trying to manifest might just not be for you. It might not fit, like I said earlier, this idea of things not fitting because you're trying to place yourself in a experience that does not have your highest like goal at mind. That does not push you to, with the trickery card here, to tell your truth, to live in your truth. That leads you to feel like you're living in scarcity. What is motivating you to move forward is that sense of scarcity. And like I said here with the Swords, it's having all the information from the past and moving forward with it. But since you're stuck, it's because you haven't learned that lesson, because you're not moving forward to develop these healthy patterns and habits, you know? All right, so let's get to the spirituality and higher purpose. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here again, the Star card, and the Hangman here again. You have a Hangman before, right? Where? There it is. Okay, so what your challenge is just go with the flow. Just go with the flow and sit in uncertainty and the fact that you're not in control. And part of you being out of control leads to you having to something being exposed. And with that, what you need to know is this vulnerability is going to be really crucial for you to be able to bring in these changes that are really going to benefit you. This vulnerability, this exposure, you can see this person is completely naked. You know, this person is naked, and because they're naked, because they're vulnerable, like within this picture, they're naked, they're vulnerable, and they're finding that sense of balance. They have their feet on the ground, they're also in the water. They have two different elements that are mixing together to have, but you need two different elements within yourself, two different aspects of yourself to feel that sense of balance, and again, feel that sense of hope, and as a result of that hope, to find clarity. Because if you're sitting in doubt, you're not going to have the inspiration that's needed to move forward. Any changes, even if the changes come in, you're not going to be able to take advantage of them if not being vulnerable. And as a result, here with the Hangman, it's talking about having that different perspective, sacrificing the things that do not work for you, and also, you know, being okay with things not happening in the timing that you want them to happen. You'll be able to sit with that lack of control around timing a lot better once you have a different perspective, once you're vulnerable to the outcome. And vulnerable to the fact the outcome isn't going to be dictated by you. So your overall message of advice for 14 is, with a steady mind, I'm connected to our collective experience. So this definitely to me speaks of that element of connection. You know, if you're part of the collective, you're part of a higher mess. You're connected to the bigger picture. Things are outside of yourself. And that's a lot of what the Wheel of Fortunes that are showing up. It's like things are outside of yourself that are moving forward, and you being connected to them in a way that is specific to what your responsibility is and how you are useful or productive in the world, in your connections, in your relationships, in your partnership, in your workplace, whatever. You know, being connected to that in a very steady mind is a sense of confidence. Brings a sense like steadiness. With steadiness, there is confidence. You know, there's no wavering. There's a sense of just always, even when there's no wavering. Even in times of fear and doubt, there's always going to be that consistent connection to what your purpose is and how that will manifest in resulting in stable connections and resulting in feeling productive and useful for the higher good. And part of being a part of the higher good is really, like I said, exposing yourself so that you'll know where to fit. You'll know where to fit. Anyway, so that's your reading. This came up. With the Ace of Cups here in reverse, adding to this is just, you know, talking about that sense of emotional, being drained of yourself and the pieces of yourself, and hiding the pieces of yourself is what I'm getting from this Ace of Cups. This is a strong message. It's hiding pieces of yourself to feel like you need to get what you need, but this is not that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. All right, so that's your reading. If this fits, it makes sense, you resonate with you, we can talk it through, we can figure it out, we can go in there, figure out the pieces that are missing together, and then we'll do that. And just hit me up for that reading on Instagram or email. And I have full moon and new moon readings that I do every month on Instagram and on the website at truthexchange.tumblr.com. Instagram is at truthexchange. And yeah, thanks for watching. Blessings.